up in a southern state called Tamil Nadu, Chennai, India. Belong to a very lower middle class family. I would say it's a very tough childhood growing up, and looking at everything what I've done now, it just felt so unreal and ludicrous for anyone who was seeing me right now. After working for 11 years in the IT industry and as a consultant for some of the best companies in the world, adventurer is who I am, and I wanted to explore it on a longer period of time besides just the weekends. It's such a liberating feeling, it's such a primal feeling, especially trail running compared to road running. You just pick up a water bottle, just put on your sandals, and you just take off. And there's miles and miles of great trails that you can run forever and ever. It's such a meditative feeling where you get to push your limits and explore the outdoors at the same time. And when the opportunity presented itself that I have to go to New Zealand, I thought, why not? Let's just take the big leap of faith, take a chance, and see what's out there. So Te Araroa is a long distance trail. For contrast, it's just like the PCT or the Appalachian Trail of the US. So it's a trail that runs the length of New Zealand from Cape Reinga to Bluff. It's about a 3,000 kilometer trail that goes through some of the roads, river sections, stream crossings, some alpine sections, even through some private dairy farms and farmlands. Whether you can or you can't, you have to give it a try. And a challenge cannot be a real challenge unless there's a possibility of failure. So I decided to do the entire Te Araroa, complete the entire Te Araroa in sandals, and I was going to figure out if I was going to be able to do it or not, and that itself became a challenge for me. When you do something like Te Araroa or any long distance hikes, and you need to wake up in this hut or looking at this beautiful snow-capped mountains from your tent, make some coffee, pack up your bags, and go for 20-30 miles for that day, and enjoy the experience along the way in terms of meeting new people, enjoying the stunning scenery along the way, and life was just very simple. By the end of the day, you throw your backpack, eat some good bread and peanut butter, build a fire, read a book, and go to sleep. And I was enjoying that simple life. I'm a minimalist at heart, and it helps me to cover more ground and not having to carry a lot of weight. So I was trying to keep my gear to less than 15 kilograms. The most important gear was going for the sandals. And for Te Araroa, the terrain being so varied, I wanted one piece of gear that it could just fit the entire terrain. And the biggest reason was, since it's involving a lot of river walks and stream crossings and beach walks, I was just scared of blisters. And I wanted my feet to be out there free and breathing without any kind of socks or having them confined in a space that would cause them blisters. I've never done anything of this magnitude, and it was pretty scary. Since my parents didn't know that I was doing Te Araroa Trail, I wrote a note for them saying, "Mom, Dad, I'm sorry and I love you." As soon as I wrote the note, I was getting ready to get out of that situation. Sitting with that stranger in that cafe, sharing stories and life experiences was one of the most rewarding times that I've ever had, and I never thought being disconnected would make me so happy, and it was a liberating feeling. The most rewarding part is the jaw-dropping scenery when you get to any of those mountains. Once you scramble through those rocks and roots and mud, once you get to that summit, some of the spectacular scenery that you see in the movies, Lord of the Rings, you get to see in real life. And the other most rewarding thing by the end of the day is seeing those beautiful huts nestled in the middle of these mountains. That's when I let out my loudest "yeah boy" and run towards that hut, knowing that you have a nice place to rest for the night and get ready for the next day. The biggest lesson that I learned during the trip was to help each other, no matter who they are, what kind of situation they are in, or how they look, without any kind of prejudice. Just take care of one another. That's the biggest lesson I learned.